I meant to make a video yesterday clarifying a little bit about the video at the top here, the dream video where I just described dreaming about Zay Frank's daughter, Rose. I was half asleep still when I made that video, so I didn't get into enough detail. When I played it back later, I realized some things could be up for interpretation. And maybe I should be more specific. So first of all, I said she looked angry. She was not angry with me. I didn't get that feeling at all. I got the feeling like we had been having a conversation or something, and she was angry. And I felt like she was angry at the person who had been raising her, claiming to be her father, who was not, and he was not being an actual good father to her. Like, he was not doing the things. He was either neglecting to do the things for her that would have made him a good father, or he was doing things to her that disqualified him from being a father. You know, like, so one way or the other, he was not, the guy who was claiming to be her father was not, she didn't feel like he was her father because he was not doing things correctly with her. Like, that was the feeling I was getting. And so, and I just remember her, it was kind of a brief flash. It wasn't for very long. Again, she's a pretty, like, young lady, like late teens, early 20s, and her body was facing me for the most part, but her arms were crossed, and she kind of had a little bit of attitude. Like, her body was mostly facing me, her arms were crossed, her head and face were turned slightly, not full profile, but turned slightly off to her right, my left, and her eyes were kind of looking off in that direction a bit too. But she wasn't looking really at anything in that direction. It was more had gone inward. She was thinking, like, we had been having, as if we'd been talking, having a conversation or something, and she'd gone inward, and she was kind of becoming defensive from outwardly, visibly defensive about the thoughts she was having inside. And she was just telling me, like, I can tell you right now, he's not my father, or he's not my dad. Something like that. And I also got the feeling that there was, like, it was like really, really, really fleeting. It was tiny, fleeting little bit of a feeling. I didn't feel like I knew, well, it wasn't a matter of, I didn't feel anything coming off of this person, but it was almost like there was like a crab person to the right of me, like a little old man, crab man person. It was weird. And I didn't know, I don't know. It was just like there's an old man briefly for a second to the right of me. And I don't know if that was like a representation of Zay Frank. But yo, dude, here's what I'm taking from this is, like, your daughter, however you're raising her, your daughter, her spirit self is telling me it doesn't like you. It doesn't consider you to be a father. You're doing something wrong. You know my guess at what you're probably doing wrong. But, like, you gotta be so freaking effing wrong that it seems like the spirit of your daughter, the older spirit of your daughter, is reaching out to me in my dreams and going, like, yeah, I don't like him. He's not my father. So, like, so again, she wasn't angry with me at all. And it felt like felt like a motherly or aunt type of, like, I was talking with her. That's what it felt like. The overall feeling coming off of her and my interaction with her there was, yeah, I was trying to talk to her to help her in some way or something like that. But most of the whole scene was just a flash of her, like, saying, I can tell you right now, he's not my dad, or he's not my father. I forget exactly what he said, or what she said. Yeah, dude. You care to explain that? Oh, I'm going to make another video shortly addressing some, like, with some serious questions, addressing some things that have just been popping up. You know, things I've been hearing down in the esoteric pipeline. messages that have been coming my way for a little better part of the last year that have made me kind of a mixture of, again, making me feel like I shouldn't trust you, made me feel angry and used, and I think I deserve answers. I don't just think it. I deserve answers. So, what are you doing to your daughter that she doesn't feel like, she clearly, some part of her feels like you are not her father. And it's not an adoption biological thing either. It's, you're not doing something right, dude. But all right.